John, what does worship mean to you? Why do you think it's important for the church to gather and worship like we've just done?
Well, first, it's so good to be here with you guys. The Lord is in this place, and that's clear. And I love that. Just standing down here, I was just kind of getting wrecked by the presence of the Lord, and I just so appreciated it. So it's the best cure for jet lag is the presence of Jesus, I've found. But yeah, even that you guys were singing that song, I throw up my hands, and I love that song. I've heard that song, but I'll give you a kind of this honest hallelujah. You know, it made me think of that Anne Lamott quote. It's just like life is pretty broken, and this is, I'm just paraphrasing this part, but the world is dealing with quite a bit of violence, and there's destruction, there's fears, and she says, but give God a hallelujah anyway. And I love that, hallelujah anyway. And even the scriptures talk about the joy of the Lord, and the way the scriptures talk about the joy of the Lord is it's kind of a defiant thing. And it's like, well, you know, I feel happy, so I'll be joyful. Christian joy is actually rooted in a different reality. You know, and that's where I think worship is so important. It's because it's rooted in a different reality. It's so much more than four chords and some truth. You know, it's rooted in something that's not yet come, you know, but also is here, right? We live in this kind of reality of like, well, we're not there yet, but we're adapting to the reality of it now. And that's why I love worship, because we could be really dealing with some real things. I mean, you mentioned earlier fear and anxiety and just difficulty in life. And then we get to come here and sing hallelujah. We get to come here and say our God reigns. Like, well, are you ignoring your issues? It's like, no, we're actually addressing our issues by singing of a greater thing. You know, we have deep realities we bring in here. Some of you might have a prognosis that you heard this week, and you've come in here anxious, and you've come in here worried, and we're addressing that worry and that reality by singing about a greater reality of Jesus Christ and his reign and his kingdom and his rule, and that it will be forever, and your healing is coming. That's why I think worship is really important, because it's this radical, rebellious faith. And that's why I love being a worship leader. Maybe it's a bit of a rebel in me, and I don't want to obey the rules. So I'm become a worship leader, because worship leading is not obeying the rules of life. It's like, no, I belong to something different. You know?
That's so good. Thank you, John.
Yeah. You're welcome.